Good afternoon, g'day, goeiemiddag, and welcome to A Down Under Yarn. I am your host Fiona, also known as Fifykins. This is episode number 24, and again coming to you from sunny South Africa. It has been freezing at night. I think this morning it was 2 degrees when we woke up, and there was frost everywhere, but during the day it is beautiful. The sun's going down now, it's about almost 5 p.m. and it means it's going to get a bit cooler, and it suddenly starts getting cooler, so I'm almost rugged up here. Don't think this will be a very quick show, but we will see. That was Mimmle's dad. We'll see how we go. It has been an amazing week, but first I need to welcome you. I do have show notes and I really should follow them. Welcome to people who are tuning in for the first time, and for people who are coming back to join in my adventures again. Show notes you can find at fifykins.com, and there's also a Ravelry group to join, our Down Under Yarn Ravelry group. There's also a Ravelry group set up for Solar Flare Fibres, which is the yarn and fibre arm of my business, I suppose, that I am launching in the next month or so when we get home. It's something to look forward to. Week that was, we've had lots and lots of family time, which has been just lovely. Spending time with Mimmle's niece, who today spoke English to me for the first time. She's 2.5 and mainly speaks Afrikaans, and my Afrikaans is not that good. I know a few words and a few phrases. I understand it when people speak it a lot of the time, or understand the gist of it, but speaking it myself, I need to practice more. That's something I do hope to do in the future. Anyway, we've had lots of family time, especially with her and with Mimmle's parents, and with his Opa and Oma, who are both quite old. And last time we were here 3.5 years ago, we thought it was the last time Mimmle was going to see his grandparents. This time we don't know if it is the last time as well. So we're spending quite a bit of time with them, with aunties, with cousins. It's just been a really, really lovely family time. We haven't had a lot of time to do the touristy things. I don't think I'm going to get to see an elephant in the wild this trip, but it gives me something to come back for next time. On Sunday we went to church with Mimmle's parents. They go to church every week. It's a Calvinist Reformed church, and it was an Afrikaans church in Afrikaans, which I didn't understand a lot of it. I understood the tunes for the hymns. They were ones that I recognised from my childhood, in Anglican Church of England tradition. And yeah, it was. People were very pleased to see Mimmle. Some of the people there had known him since he was a young child, so that's always really kind of sweet. And I was just the exotic person, and apparently the minister said that if he'd known I didn't speak Afrikaans, he would have conducted the service in English. I said it was fine, honestly. So there you go. On Saturday we went to a flea market. Now, not just any sort of flea market. This was, it's really hard to describe. It had everything from wooden bowls, painted wooden bowls, to beaded animals, which I kind of went mad there, to African foodstuffs, marshmallows, then other things you'd expect to find, like firelighters and knives. They had people doing manicures. They had all sorts of stuff there, which was just amazing. We did partake in some food, some African pancakes, which are like crepes with cinnamon sugar in the middle. We had some vetkoek, we had spiral chips, we kind of overindulged, and I've been feeling the effects of that. I now know why I try and eat paleo as much as possible. The effects of gluten and dairy on my stomach is not good. It's not nice. I've had a couple of nights where I've been in quite severe pain, just crampy pain, and I know it's from what I've eaten. There's nothing else to explain it. So when we get home, back on that bandwagon, not really bandwagon, back on that way of life again. Today we went to Chinatown, or China World, or it's an amazing place. The place we were going to, we discovered there are 3 or 4 similar sort of places. They're like barns or sheds, or pavilions really, and they have little vendors inside each of them, mainly with Chinese imports. It reminded me of Shenzhen minus all the tech. We went to Hong Kong almost 4 years ago now, and then we went to Shenzhen. We also went to Macau, and just across the border into China from Macau. I can't remember the name of that place, but still that sort of markety place where everything is in bulk, and I will show you what I bought there in my acquisitions. We went for beads, and I was not disappointed, although I'll get to that in acquisitions. I have a finished object. I finished my vodka lemonade last night. I'm not wearing it. It does need to be blocked, and the ends need to be woven in, but I left the ends there because that is all I have left. That was my cast on end. That was what I left at the bottom before I did my... That's what I left at the bottom before I picked up for my sleeves. And then that's how much I have left on one sleeve, and that's how much I have left on the other sleeve. That is all my leftovers. I use Bendigo Woolen Mills 8-ply rustic in the elm colourway. That's not a bad representation of the colour there. There are my other two ends. Perhaps that's a bit long on that one. Where's that one there that I've got to weave in? 200 gram balls. It's a non-superwash wool, so I was able to spit splice my joints, which I really appreciated. This does need a good block, and I probably won't block it till I get home. Yes, I could wear it here, but at the same time, I don't think it would dry if I blocked it. So we'll see anyway. I've got tomorrow, so we'll have a look at that. Really, really pleased with this. I knit the size 44, which is my bust measurement, but the 46 length. And I think with some aggressive blocking, it will be good. Hello, Peppy. Having a sniff, are you? That's Peppy. The finished object from the past, of course, is my calorimetry, which I'm wearing. I knit this a couple of years ago now. It is the calorimetry, I should say the vodka lemonade is a Baby Cocktails pattern. Fantastic pattern, really, really easy to follow. Last week I think I had some of the bottom to do. I'd only done part of the lace detail at the bottom. So I finished that, did my seed stitch at the bottom, and then went for my sleeves. I weighed my ball that I had left and thought, I did, I can't remember how many decreases down the sleeve, and I thought, look, I better switch to the other one. So I got I think 1 or 2 less than what I'd done on this, and I'm thinking, oh, am I going to have enough? So I knit those. Then I knit a few rows of seed stitch, and then I did the same on the other side. Then I thought I could definitely do one more, and then I thought, oh, I could do another one. So I did the same amount of seed stitch on the end of the sleeve that I did on the end of the body, and then bound off and cut my end and did the same on the other side, and literally was left with that. So I was cutting it fine. I did bind off using a larger needle. I think I knit this in 3.75mm needles, bound off in 4.5s, only because I wanted stretchy arms. I picked up a lot more stitches under the arm than what was called for, but I have no gaps there, which I am pleased with, and I have huge arms anyway, so it was a good idea to do that. That is finished. I have 2 whips. I was talking about my calorimetry though, wasn't I? Sorry, this is by Catherine Schondorf, I think it is. It's a free pattern. I've got a feeling it's a nitty pattern from memory. I can't really remember. I knit it in the Noro Silk Garden sock that I had left over from my Spectra. It calls for a worsted weight yarn. This is really a sport weight. So I cast on 128 stitches. I've just got that from my project notes. I will link my project notes in the thing. I did a few extra short rows as well. Really, really like this, and it's been absolutely perfect. I gave it to Emmy when I first made it, and just before we came over here I found it in her drawer, and I thought I'm just going to bring it, and it's been fantastic for keeping my hair back. I need my colour redone. Oh, dodgy looking. So I can wear this if I'm not wearing a hat, and yeah, it keeps my hair out of my face and keeps my ears warm and my head warm, which is just fantastic. So I do recommend this if you've got a little bit of yarn left over from anything. Okay, whoops, my hitchhiker. This has been my car knitting, and I don't usually get to do car knitting because when I'm travelling around at home, I'm the one driving. If I'm going out with Mimel anywhere, we usually share the driving, and it's usually at night, or else we take the bikes. So it's been quite nice knitting in the car. This is my hitchhiker, which will probably be part of the BEM along for the Wolf Farms KAL or BAL BEM along. This is being knit out of Highland Handmade's Sugar Maple Sock in the Prime colourway, which is the most amazing colourway. It uses primary colours of blue, red and yellow, and it has flashes of purple and orange in there. And I just love it. I really, really do. I've now done 30 points. I think I've done 24 on the plain, so I've now done an extra 6. Since I last saw you. It's getting quite big. I'm really quite liking it. And not going out of my way to finish this at the moment because I do want to knit on the plane home, I've decided. It really is a really good knit, really fun knit. And something I can just pick up in the car and knit on and put down if I need to. So, yeah, really, really, really enjoying it. And absolutely adore the colour. It's a perfect colour, beautiful yarn. Which you really would expect from Highland Handmaids anyway, because Heather does the most amazing stuff. So, when I cast off my vodka lemonade, I bought enough yarn to do a whole lot of stuff, but thought I need to do something. I wanted to do some socks. I've been living in my 2 pairs of socks that I have with me here, and I thought I should have done more before I came, but I need to do some now. So I cast on the Cursed Cable socks, which is a Melissa Transtrom design, Meltran Designs. Melissa and I began quite a bit, and these are really, really lovely. My first ever tie-up sock. I cast on the medium size in the pattern, and probably could have cast on fewer stitches, but I don't really think it's going to matter. I've done lots of the cable there, you can kind of see. Yes, I need to have my nails done. I went to have them done this afternoon. They didn't have time, so I'm going back tomorrow. That will be interesting to see what I come out with, because the lady who's doing them, her name is Pretty, and she said she's going to make them look beautiful. I said thank you very much. So you'll get to see them next week. The yarn I'm using for this is Die Hard Fibre Arts Superwash Merino Sock. It's an 80-20 blend. I'm using 2.5mm needles, which is US 1.5s. It's a self-striping I bought on Etsy a couple of years ago. I think it was the first self-striping I purchased. I got some watermelon self-striping, which I've still got as well, to knit up for Imogen at some stage. They're quite thin stripes, which I don't mind. I think their cable works really, really well on a self-striping pattern, and I'm just going to do an afterthought heel. Might even do a true afterthought. I don't know. I might do it, depends. Yeah. So I've got these on the needles. I divided the yarn into 2 balls before we came. There's my cable needle in the top there. And yeah, that was all just done yesterday evening, so I don't think that'll take me very long at all. This is going to be my evening knitting at the moment. That is all I have on the needles that's here. I suppose what's happening... Oh, acquisitions. Acquisitions first. Okay. I haven't done weights for a while, but let's just say if I hadn't have packed lightly, I'd have excess baggage going home. And actually, this is double bagged. And I'll just quickly show you tiger wire, tiger tail at least, for stitch markers. I have, what else? I got earrings for Imogen because they threw them in for me. I have elephant bees just because I love elephants, and they're not going to be stitch markers or anything. They're just for me to play around with, probably make a funky necklace. I have heaps and heaps and heaps of these little bags of sun charms. Wonder what they could be for. I got heaps and heaps of crimps. I got all of that. So we went to the first place that I got crimps in different colours as well. So we went to the first place that Mimmel's mum knew of. And first bead shop, bead booth we went to didn't have what I would class as size 6 seed beads. They only had 8s. I didn't really want 8s, I wanted 6s. And they didn't have a lot in the way of spacer beads or silver beads or charms or anything. And I thought, oh, okay. And she was really disappointed. She said, look, there's another place, we'll go here. So we went there in that place. And again, they had a couple, and I think I picked up a couple of bags. These are 1 kilo bags. That is a coppery colour. Cost us a little about $1.40. And I picked up what I would class as a Taste of Africa, which is just multicoloured seed beads. And I picked up some gold ones, just because I could. I thought, hey, if that's all I get, that's all I get. Then we went to this other place. And it was somewhere where Mimmel's mum had been before, but had been rushed and hadn't had a chance to get to this place that she'd heard of. Well, that's where we felt we hit the mother lode. That's where I got all those here, tiger tail, and I got silver, sorry about the printing, and green, and more gold, and that looks like a lighter silver. That might be a silver grey. And here's blue and green. It's sort of a beautiful, I don't know if you can sort of see through the packet there, but it's sort of a beautiful, almost turquoise. There's pink, ready pink. Then I got rainbows, and more rainbows. And why not get some more rainbows? And while I'm at it, look at those ones. They've got purple through them and all sorts. Looks like I found some more rainbows. And those ones, which are sort of sort of got the pink with some goldy, orangey bits through. The brassy sort of colours. People seem to be into orange at the moment, and I have some yarn that I think I'm going to use these on for a knitting project. And then finally, I have these, which are sort of a bluey greeny colour. So that was quite a lot. I got these. Mimmel's mum got a few things, and we came out with change from $75. She got a few bags of beads herself. So I think I've done exceptionally well. Yeah, that is the acquisitions. Apparently I'm being taken to a yarn shop where they have yarn that's got fringing on it, so you can knit it and it comes out with like fringing on your sleeves. So go and have a look there, and yeah, never know what I might find. Tomorrow we're taking it easy. We'll probably go to the yarn shop because that's fairly close by apparently. Friday's Mimmel's mum's birthday, my mother-in-law's birthday. We're going out on Saturday afternoon for that. It's a bit dangerous to go out at night, so we're going to go out Saturday afternoon. Friday evening we're catching up with, or Friday afternoon we're catching up with one of Mimmel's best friends and his wife and their baby, so that'll be nice to catch up with them. Saturday morning we are spending the morning at a shooting range, a firing range. Mimmel has his Glock, and I've never fired a weapon before. I've seen my grandfather was a grazier who had sheep. I think I've mentioned this before. And I saw him when I was a child with his rifle after he had to slaughter sheep. I don't have anything against guns. I am proud of the gun legislation, gun reform we have in Australia. I think that works well. If you're a member of a gun club, you then have access to firearms if you are licensed. And there are restrictions around that, and there are ways of going around being licensed and re-licensed. That being said, I wouldn't mind firing something. I can't just stand out here in the backyard and fire Mimmel's Glock. I think that probably wouldn't go down very well. So Mimmel's sister was looking around for some firing ranges. We were going to go last Sunday. That was the plan anyway. And the place we wanted to go to wasn't open. So did some looking around the yellow pages, like you do in Africa, and found this other place. And Mimmel's sister rang up and said, oh, we've got a 9mm and a 45. Can we come and do some shooting? And he said, yes. And she said, look, what do you offer? And he says, look, we offer, he says, if people haven't shot before, I do take them through safety and I want to explain things to them. And I thought, this sounds really good. I really need that anyway. I've had the basics explained to me. And then he said, he said, I have a range of firearms that you can shoot. And she goes, oh, well, like AK-47s. And he goes, yeah, I've got one of those if you'd like to use that. So it looks like we're going off to shoot AK-47s and 9mm and 45s and all sorts. Rifles, pistols, anything. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Probably could have done it at the start of the trip, but at the end of the trip it's going to be a good thing to remember things by. Something you don't do when you've got kids around, so that will be good. Then Saturday afternoon we'll go for an late lunch, early dinner at a local steak restaurant for Mimmel's mum's birthday, and Sunday we fly home. It seems also quick, this trip. It seems too quick. Mimmel and I are planning already to come back for Christmas next year, not this Christmas but the following Christmas. We think it's important to come back every 18 months at least, 18 months to 2 years. 3.5 years was far too long. I've taken quite a few photos and I've also taken some video, but I'm not going to put it up this week. I'm going to put it up when I get back to Australia, mainly because of the bandwidth issues we've got here. Everything's done on mobile. Hello, Peppy. Peppy's not going to say hello. Last week it took me 7 hours to upload my 30-minute episode to YouTube, another 6 hours to upload it to Amazon. It just is what it is. So therefore I don't really want to add extra stuff to this week, but I will do that next week. I have some beautiful African music I'd like to include as well. I love this place. I took a photo of the school across the road here that's got the razor wire around the top, and someone said it reminds me of Papua New Guinea, and I think possibly yes. I think the difference being that we think of South Africa as a developed country, but it's not. It's a developing country, and I hope it develops well. I hope that the Rainbow Nation ideal is able to shine through. We've been quite concerned this week with Madiba's health, Nelson Mandela, and it's been said in the past that blood will flow in the streets once he dies, blood of the whites. So Mimmel said, you know, if he dies, we're catching a plane straight home. And I said, no, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what our embassy says. We'll wait and see what we're advised to do. It's tough, and it's tough on him leaving again. He admits he no longer belongs here. Black economic empowerment means that he would not be able to get a job, even though he's a trained doctor. Jobs go to black females, black males, coloured females, coloured males, white females, white males. So he is a white male and he's classed at the bottom of the pecking order when jobs are going, it is what it is. It's a system that is meant to help restore equality. However, I know that amongst a lot of white people it's creating a lot of friction, a lot of racism flying any which way. Anyway, that's probably as much as I want to go on about this week. It's getting dark. I'm sitting out here on the back veranda. You can see the wire bars around the windows. They're around every window in the house and around everyone else's windows as well. And it's getting quite chilly out here. It should be dinner time soon. I'm going to upload this to Amazon first, which will go to the blog, then go to YouTube. So it goes to Amazon, which goes to the blog, which goes to iTunes, which goes to whoever you watch podcasts, and also is available on YouTube for people who'd rather subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, I think that's about it. Next time you see me, it will be in Australia. Probably we get home Monday. My mum's here until Wednesday morning, so I think I'll probably record Wednesday afternoon. Put my footage in, try and collect my thoughts a bit, see how much knitting I get done. It's an overnight flight going home. We leave at 6:15 in the evening and get into Australia at 2:15 in the afternoon. Hopefully I'll get a few hours sleep in that time. We then transfer to domestic, fly up to Brisbane, lay over there for an hour, and then back up to Cairns. If the flights are mucked up, they're mucked up. we miss connecting flights, we'll be put up in a hotel somewhere at some stage. So that's probably about it for now. I've really enjoyed bringing you podcasts from South Africa, and I'm glad I've been able to do that, just to show a bit of my progress, my bead acquisitions today, things like that. And until next time, I'm going to say bye, cheers, uru.